Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You too, welcome to another early morning coffee talks. It's Wednesday, another hump day, another midday of the week to continue to push through and, get this week going and get closer to the finish line so we can, get closer to the weekend to, keep doing what we need to do. So, but really quick, I just want to shoot a reminder to the man out there to continually be about your word, continually show up. Um, again, my channel, I preach personal growth, leadership, and marriage. And I think one word that encompasses all of that is just keeping your, I won't say one word, but one statement is the ability to keep your word, right? Keeping your word. And for me, that right there, for a lot of men, we want respect more than love, right? And so if you want respect, you have to keep your word, man. You have to be consistent. You have to consistently show up and do what you say you're going to do. And again, not for others, but more so for yourself. Because here's the thing. If you can't show up for yourself, if you can't keep your own word, how do you expect to get respect, not only for yourself, but from others? And I think a lot of times we forget that and that get lost in everything we do. And again, you got to remember, it's not the big grand gesture things about showing up and keeping your word. Like, oh, son, I'm gonna make it to your baseball game, or yeah, I'm gonna take you on this date, wife, or hey, kids, we're gonna go on this vacation. Yes, that stuff matter, right? But it's the little things day to day, right? Always preach how everything connected, right? The game of inches, right? It's the little things day by day, keeping your word. Those little obligations you set yourself up. Hey, I'm gonna make sure I'm consistent with, I don't know, reading this book for 30 minutes. I'm gonna make sure I'm consistent with checking my wife's gas. That way she doesn't have to go and pump her own gas throughout the week and it's cold and it's raining, I'm gonna make sure that, hey, my wife reminded me that we got something important coming up this weekend. And I reminded myself, I kept a word to myself that I'm gonna put the note in my phone so I don't forget. Right? That way when she asks me about it and it comes up and we get close to that date, that I'm not looking like a deer in the headlights. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that, when I wake up in the morning and I make the bed up, those little words. And again, it's not all about always the, when I say word to yourself, again, it's not always the physical act of saying you're going to do it out loud. It's the internal promises we keep to ourselves too. Again, I know I'm like not always trying to preach fitness, but it's just so easy to say it. Oh, today I'm going to go to the gym. Those little commitments, those little words, that obligations that we tell ourselves. I remember growing up, this was a big thing, especially like in a manosphere of different things, like growing up as what it meant to be a man, right? And keeping your word was like a big thing, especially among men. I learned this as a little boy. And so, it was really prominent playing sports and just being around those type of men. That's why I really hear a lot of lessons. My uncle taught me some stuff too, especially when we used to go fishing a few times. You just, hearing that talk and stuff like that. And it was a lot of locker room talk with him, but you still get the nuance in between being around my cousins, the boy cousins when I was early, certain movies and stuff like that, growing up in the culture. And so, but that was always there. A man got to keep his word. And so one of the quick story for me was when I was first working into retail, and I wasn't in management at this time. This is when I first started working like a real job that had growth in the company. And I remember one of my managers, she was like, "Hey, can you work an extra shift?" And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." But when the day came that I was supposed, let's say I remember what time I did. I think it was in like the afternoon or something. I think it was like 2 o'clock. I say I'm making up something right now, but as far as the time, let's say it was like 2 o'clock. I had to show up, and I remember calling her and was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna make it." And she was like, uh, she was like, "Well, you already made the commitment that you was gonna come in. Wait, so you're not a man of your word?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and it hit me deep. Like I was like, dang, because it came off as like, "Oh, you're a liar." And I was like, dang, I'm about my word, about my business. Even at that age, I always wanted to be about my commitments. But if something came up, but it just, I probably could have still called out. Again, I don't remember what it was. At that age, you don't really have no real true obligations. But it hit me hard, and I was like, "No, I did tell her." But I will say this: I ended up going in, and I remember that, and she was like, "Well, and this was crazy." She was going hard on me, but I appreciate her now looking back because I came in. I was still learning, man, my way through the world. But I remember going in, and she was like really thankful that I held my word, and it meant a lot to her. you know. But I forgot my belt at work, and she was like, she was like, either you go. I think we had like a dollar store or something next to us where they sold like little T-shirts and stuff. So I had to go next door. She was like, either I'm sending you home after all that. She's like, I'm gonna send you home, or you can go buy a belt. I'm like, dang, and I came in, but responsibility, right? We would learn. But the whole point is, even something small like that is meaningful to other people that you hold your word. And I felt good too, afterwards, still going in to show up for the shift that I committed to, right? That I was obligated to, based on me giving my word that I was gonna show up. So those little wins start to shape and mold you even at a young age. And it really hit harder as you get older because you have more responsibility, right? Not only to yourself, but to other people in the world. Now you're really in a professional setting where it can affect you, on your career path. It can affect you financially. Like I said, networking. People got to trust your word. And that's what it comes down to. But again, I always say this: start with yourself, man. Keep those commitments to yourself. Keep those promises to yourself. Keep those obligations to yourself. Because that at the end of the day, that's what really matters. You showing up for you. You not breaking promises for yourself, because what happens is the more and more you show up for yourself, the more and more easy it get to start to stack wins and start to shape and mold yourself to the best leader you can be as you personal develop in this life. So, and again, I think that as you do that for yourself, it starts to resonate and becomes easy to do for others that you give your word to. So just keep that in mind as you go out through your day, as you go out through your life. And I just want to leave y'all with that. So, hey, drop a comment below. Like the video, hit the notification bell so I can continue to drop videos like this every day. And subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. And if you've been watching for a while, go ahead and subscribe as well. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.